Day 20 of Storytime with Robert Williams, and today we have Spider-Man, Spidermen. You may have heard of Peter Parker, but do you know about the other Spider-Man, Miles Morales? Miles was just a teenage boy when he gained his superpowers, made his own costume, and called himself Spider-Man too. Peter began to train Miles to be a superhero just like him. So get ready to read the story about not one, but two Spider-Men. One day, young Miles Morales and his friend Gank were on a school trip when they were caught by surprise. "Gank, watch out!" Miles shouted to his best friend. A flood of wild animals came stampeding towards them, right through the heart of Central Park Zoo. Miles knew he had to help, but he couldn't put on his spider suit. Gank was the only one who knew about his powers. Putting on the suit would reveal Miles' secret identity to everyone. How on earth did all these animals escape? Said Gank. As if the universe was answering his question, the supervillain Rhino charged out of the woods straight towards Miles and Gank. "Jump, dude," Miles shouted to his friends. "He's going to run you over." Lucky for Miles, the original Spider-Man appeared. He snagged Rhino's horn just in time to save Miles from revealing his secret identity. "Yee-haw! You're worse than a bunking bronco," Rhino shouted. Spider-Man. When Miles realized that Spider-Man was there to help, he was thrilled. Rhino jerked his head away, yanking Spidey off his back. Wham! Spider-Man slammed into the ground. "Ha!" Rhino cried. "Try to keep up, Spider-Man. My new animal friends and I are pretty wild." As Peter lay on his back, Miles rushed over to see if he was okay. "Hey, Spider-Man," Miles said. Peter was still a bit woozy from hitting the ground. "Miles, great to see you, buddy." Before Peter could finish, he felt Rhino's hand grab his ankle. Rhino flung Spidey through the air and out of sight. Miles stood face to face with Rhino, but he didn't budge an inch. "No one scares animals and little kids when I'm around," said Miles confidently. "You've got a nerve, kid, I'll give you that," snorted Rhino. "You're lucky I got the web head to finish." Rhino stormed off to find Peter Parker. He didn't realize that Miles was also a Spider-Man. Miles looked left and right. He was alone. He remembered what Peter once told him. With great power comes great responsibility. Without another thought, Miles slipped on his mask and pulled on his suit. Where Miles had once stood, now bounced the one of only two, Spider-Man. Miles' kick to Rhino's head was enough to loosen the supervillain's grip on Peter. "Thanks for the assist, Spider-Man," said Peter Parker. "How cute," snarled Rhino. "Spider-Men have come to meet their doom." As Peter dodged Rhino's attack, he calls to Miles, "I need you to stop the zoo animals before they cause any more damage." Miles was hurt. "You don't want my help battling Rhino?" Before Peter could respond, Rhino poked his horn right into Peter's behind. Yowza! Why doesn't Peter want my help? Miles wondered. Maybe I'm not cut out for this whole superhero thing after all. But then he remembered there was a job to do. It was his responsibility to round up the animals, and if that's what Peter needed, then that's exactly what he was going to do. With great care, Miles wrestled a crocodile, webbing its mouth so it couldn't bite anyone. Next, he climbed a large tree and guided a red panda to safety. Then Miles contained a lion by electrifying the air with his venom strike. A spider power that Peter didn't even have. Eventually, all the animals were safe. Just as Miles began to wonder where Peter and Rhino were, Peter came bouncing across the ground and slammed to stop next to him. "Ow, ow," cried Peter. "Rough landing, man?" "Where's another Spider-Man when you need him?" he joked. "Seriously, dude?" asked Miles, hopefully. Even though Miles was still learning his power, Peter knew the kid was ready. "What do you say, Miles? You want to see if Rhino can beat the Spider-Men?" Miles smiled. "I thought you'd never ask." Together, the Spider-Men made the ultimate team. Have a nice trip, said Peter as he rubbed up Rhino's feet. Man, your ugly mug is shocking, said Miles. He used his venom strike to give Rhino an unexpected jolt. Ooh, nice one, cheered Peter. Rhino slammed into the pavement, knocking himself out. Do you want to make the final wisecrack? Asked Peter. Miles smiled. How's this, Spider-Man? You put the no in Rhino. Burst into laughter and let out a theatrical sob. My little baby is all grown up. After taking care of Rhino, the Spider-Men settled down for a well-deserved break. Remember when I told you that true superheroes give back to the community? Peter asked. Well, giving the zoo a dude dressed as a rhino wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Miles smiled and sipped his drink loudly. Still, he definitely fits in, he grinned.